and welcome to the Nonsense Review. This week we've got a bit of a different formula, in part because we wanted to try having a guest on, and in another part because our buddy Rick had to be on holiday for this week, so we're recording in advance. To that end, joining me today is Rick.
Hello.
And also joining me today is Chris.
Where am I? Where am I? What is this place? This isn't the Go-Go Podcast Rangers.
That's not canon.
Oh, I swear it got uploaded.
It did, and it was trash. But yes, Chris is joining us today. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself so the audience isn't completely taken out of left field?
Yes, hi guys, I'm Chris. I've known these guys for many, many years, like Dev most of my life, Rick for about half my life, so hey.
Didn't you two make proper friends again?
We don't need to go into that.
Yeah, bonding over Beyblades and Shaman King.
I will say one thing, if you ever do a Shaman King review on this channel, you've got to get me back or I will be very sad.
I'm going to do it out of spite. We're probably not going to review anime anytime soon, I say as I look at our schedule where we've got anime scheduled for the end of July.
Yeah, that's a barrel of fish on its own, so fair enough.
Yeah, it totally is.
But yes, if you've watched the podcast before, you know the usual drill is me and Rick usually talk about our weeks. We did that literally yesterday because we recorded the first episode of Loki, peeling back the curtain a little bit there. So it'd be a bit pointless for us to discuss our weeks. There's no point in having our guests discuss their week.
I'm not important.
If you like. So instead we're going to go back to our good old favourite segment from the Nonsense Review extra credit episodes. And what segment was that called again, Rick?
That was Nonsense Asinine Hypotheticals.
Yes. Usually me and Rick ask a question each and we go back and forth. But because there's three of us, I thought I'd change it up a bit. Plus, as I said before the podcast, I thought of a banging question relevant to today's episode. So are you two ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
My question is very simple. What character from a non-Sentai universe would you most like to see fight the Power Rangers? No Goku or Super Saiyans because they can destroy the world without thinking. Go.
This is a very good question.
Would you like me to say mine first so you guys have some time to think?
Please.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I thought about this so long. My initial thought was Godzilla, and then I thought, nah, that'd be too easy for Godzilla. Instead, my answer is King Ghidorah.
Okay.
I think as a kaiju for the Megazord to fight, that's a pretty top pick.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ghidorah would probably win, but it's not a dead cert, because he's a villain, and villains must lose.
Just to confirm, we're talking against the mighty Morphin Power Rangers in this case, aren't
we? Yeah, we're talking Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, okay.
Now, it could be Megazord fight, or it could just be against Rangers. I'm not too bothered.
Yeah. So, it's a weird one with the Godzilla stuff, because Dragonzord is essentially a send-up of Mechagodzilla already.
Yeah.
Like, anything that Mechagodzilla could beat, the Power Rangers could technically automatically beat because they've got Mechagodzilla plus extras.
Here's the weird thing, though, because spoilers for the most recent Godzilla film, because I watched that on release. The new lore for Mechagodzilla is he's actually made from the remains of King Ghidorah.
Yeah, you mentioned that. So they got the part of the brain of King Ghidorah, which has some psychic ability, and implant that into the robot that they make for Mechagodzilla and make that pilotable by a human using the psychic link.
Spoiler alert, by the way, for anyone who's not seen the new film yet.
I did say spoiler.
I know, but I had no idea you were going to mention it going into the podcast.
I was under the impression you didn't give a shit.
You made me give a shit. It's fine. I don't give that much of a shit.
If it's any consolation, Mechagodzilla got spoiled for me by Rick's mutual friend. He's with the argument that, he was in the trailer. I'm like, I don't remember seeing that in the trailer.
Is this the mutual friend that I know, or?
It's a mutual friend we're playing D&D with later on.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But yes, you guys, have you got answers yet?
I do have one small answer, and it might be something that actually gets brought up in the actual show, but it's the Ninja Turtles.
I'm pretty sure that has happened.
Yeah, I think it has happened, so it's one of those that, I'm pretty sure they did a crossover with the Ninja Turtles and they were just friends, but, as opponents, I think they'd work pretty well, because there's many of them, and, I think they'd be a good on-foot opponent, and if they do go into big form, then it's a good reason to not form a Megazord, because that's one thing that always bugs me. They've got these cool robots that they use when they're big, and they normally show up for about 3.5 seconds before they go, fuck this, Megazord time.
Okay, here's one. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles never officially met. They met in the comic books, but they didn't meet in the series. There is, however, a different series of the Power Rangers, which is Power Rangers in Space, which did have a crossover with Ninja Turtles.
That was it. That's what I was thinking.
So, yeah, you're both right and wrong, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But yeah, that'd be a good one. I'd pay to see it. To that end, Chris, what's your idea?
I've got a stupid fun one quickly that at least I think both of you could relate to, but in Disgaea, wasn't there like the taking the piss Prism Rangers?
Dude, we talked about this like 2 episodes ago when we bitched about Disgaea 6.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna sound really cliche, but maybe like Power Rangers versus the Avengers. Like not necessarily all of them. Like some of them would absolutely bullshit smash the Rangers, like Hulk, for example. But like if you had some of the more generics like Captain America, Iron Man, etc., I think you could probably get some decent-ish battles going.
Alright, you going on that, I don't think the Avengers would be a very fair fight, but if you took Iron Man, War Machine, and Iron Maiden, and, I don't know, insert another random bollocks Iron Man creation against Power Rangers, that could be a pretty close fight.
Ironheart.
That's sort of more what I meant, like, not any of, like, the super godly tier Avengers, but, like, some of the more normies who are, like, augmenting their abilities with, like, tech, or... Like, this is the thing, I love Captain America, but he's not that broken in terms of his power set, so, like, if you threw in, like, Winter Soldier and Captain America, I think it would still be fairly balanced.
I think you're off the mark there, because if one of those punched one of these teenagers in the face, they would die.
Well, I mean, if they were in their Ranger form, they would be able to take... That's what I mean. I'm not talking about, like, I'm saying suits versus suits, basically, not just, oh, we're teenagers who haven't transformed yet. Like, that would...
You know what? It's... Because Mighty Morphin is literally just spandex outfits, my brain actually forgot that it offered them any semblance of protection.
I mean, it does. That's the entire point. Otherwise, those teenagers, they would have been fucking dead long ago.
Yeah, it's why they get sparks instead of blood.
It's nothing to do with the children TV ratings.
Alrighty, so as you've probably all guessed by now anyway, we are going to be reviewing an episode of the Power Rangers. So I'm going to throw over to Rick.
Yep, we're doing Season 1, Episode 26. And the reason we picked this is because it's got some good back and forth between Jason and Tommy. Let's be honest, if one of these two is not your favourite Power Ranger from that series, then you're wrong.
I mean, to be fair, though, doesn't that mean Dev is wrong? Because we know by default his favourite is Billy.
That's also not true. My favourite's the White Ranger.
I thought you said Billy was your favourite.
Billy's my favourite until Green, and then it's White.
Okay, that's fair. I wasn't wrong, but I was wrong.
And even then, I think that's because he shows up in Turbo, and this has got nothing to do with Mighty Morphin.
True. So, plus also, I think that actor is the longest-serving actor of the original set.
Well, no, because, Jason David Frank.
Other than Tommy himself, he is like the next, yeah.
Well, I mean serving actor rather than serving Ranger, because he's a supporting character for, like, Zeo and all that.
To be fair, I don't know if that's necessarily true, though, because Bulk and Skull lasted a long time, and they're technically a supporting...
Well, one of them did. One of them fucked off pretty early, didn't they?
Well, yeah, but like the concept is whichever one remained, either way, you get the idea.
But yeah, that's Season 1, Episode 26.
Gung-ho!
For people watching along with us, 3, 2, 1, and go.
I wish you'd given me some warning I didn't have my remote picked up.
Are you synced up?
It's fine, I think I am.
Shall we restart it?
Rita just said that she's conquered Earth. She's going to conquer Earth, so...
Yeah, we got Lahal screaming at us.
I've literally just had Jason transform.
Go, go, Power Rangers! No one else can sing along? Oh, fuck you guys.
Look, I want to, but I didn't want to ruin the podcast.
Go, go, Power Rangers! You said you've listened to an episode before. Rick sings the theme tune all the time.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's different if one person is singing and then people sing and we conflict, because as synced as we are, we might not be synced.
Trust me, we're synced.
Oh, man. I love this theme song so much. You can't see me right now, but I am headbanging like a motherfucker.
Dude, I don't think I'll ever get a chance to say this again, but one of my favourite things the New Day has ever done, which is a wrestling tag team in WWE, is there was a gimmick that Xavier Woods had for a while where he'd play a trombone all the time. And one day he just came out and he just played... It was a 5-second tune, and it was just the fucking tune that...
Dragon Zord?
Yeah, to summon the Dragon Zord. And I was like, yeah, you fucking nerd, I love you.
It's weird how it comes out as a synthesizer tune from a flute that he plays through a helmet.
On a dagger.
Yeah.
Seriously though, like this fashion, this like peak 90s fashion.
Man, it was really weirded me out how Tommy had all this green costumes that he wore as a human, and then he had to throw them all away when he became the White Ranger.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's just, you've got to wonder what the logic for the character actually is. Just, is it literally at that point he's like, I am traumatized by the color green? Oh no, grass.
Now listen, I'm no kung fu master or martial arts guy, but pretty sure they're doing about 10 of these things. Every one of these things wrong.
I mean, you're meant to be a kid watching this. You're not gonna know.
Like, as a kid, I just wanted the human bits to end so I could see the big cool robot.
Yeah. Well, except I wanted to see the cool suits.
Yeah.
Dude, 2 bits of Power Rangers merchandise that I've always wanted to own. The Green Ranger's dagger or the White Ranger's talking sword. That doesn't talk in English.
Yep. Oh, he does. He's the one that summons Tor the Shuttle Sword.
Well, okay, forgive me for not knowing as much about Power Rangers, you nerds.
Yeah, he goes, I call on the power of Tor.
Oh god, I'm just going back to the previous scene, just watching them trying to out-alpha each other. This was the point where you could already tell, like, while Jason's currently the leader, if there was going to be a next leader, it would be Tommy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when there's a leader whose main thing is saying that they're the leader, they're not a very good leader. Oh, look how pimpin' Bulk is.
Love the generic evilness that is Bulk and... Not even evilness, just fucking stupid high school bullies.
Yeah, it's just, bully energy.
They're technically chaotic neutral.
How have they hired ninjas?
Dude, you saying that just reminded me the amount of times in WCW where things were just happening because random fucking ninjas.
Oh god.
Has fucking Skull got a fucking katana?
I think he does. No. That's kendo stick.
The one on the left looks a bit more metallic than the one on the right, but okay, I'm willing to believe it's kendo.
Yeah. Oh, seriously, I still have to say, despite it all, I think just generically, I think Bulk and Skull are my favourites, like, overall.
They've got the best theme tune.
Their theme tune is amazing.
Would you spar's an exclusively American thing? Because I don't think they ever became popular over here.
Pretty much. So it's the kind of thing that it's something that you can have someone under 21 go to.
It would be a pretty cool teenage hang spot, but yeah, they definitely wouldn't have survived till now, even if they were a thing in the UK. But yeah, I would say predominantly US.
Alright, that was some solid fucking throws, though.
Yeah.
I think the closest thing we've got in the UK is Big Fucking Cafe.
To be honest, I would argue Creams is probably the closest equivalent now, because it's literally just, here is a bar exclusively for ice cream and dairy things.
No, I think cream sucks, personally.
Well, no, yeah, it sucks, but what I'm saying is that's the closest thing I could think of.
No, I get that. I'm just saying. I think it's too much, man.
Super putty.
Oh, what the fuck? I don't remember her having a Frankenstein pet.
That was literally what I was about to say. I don't remember Frankenstein being a thing.
Yeah, it's I can't quite remember when it was introduced, but it's definitely been a thing throughout a few of the episodes.
Dude, I remember saying this in the long forgotten and definitely dead podcast Rangers foray, where that white creature does look like a dog poo that's been left in the sun too long.
Finster, yeah.
You definitely said that, yeah. I love this machine. It's so stupid, but I love it.
It's the kind of machine that Dr. Robotnik would make.
It's the kind of machine I'd abuse and make sex dolls with.
Well, yeah.
Also, by the way, audience, if you haven't, go and watch Go Go Podcast Rangers. It's not as bad as Dev says.
Actually, don't. It's trash.
It was trash. It was a dumpster fire, but I still enjoyed it.
It would have been better if I got to finish it, but my laptop died before I could, so therefore it's gone. Is their gimmick they just have big hands?
I think so.
I think so.
No, a single big hand.
Yeah, because the next Super Putties are the ones that Lord Zed makes, and they've got chest pieces with Zeds on them, which apparently they're meant to be damn near invincible, but if you hit the Zed, then they immediately die.
So it's like the Death Star, but even shittier.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's got the most. It's like the Death Star, but like the entire laser is the weak point.
Bro, I can't believe how nice those parties were, letting her make that call without interrupting.
Yep.
I want that ringtone.
What is he a text theme? Yeah, it will be.
Dude, look how much Look, they managed to predict the Apple Watch.
Yeah, they did.
Yo, these super parties ain't doing too good. Already.
I find it weird that they ran rather than teleporting.
I mean, yeah. You see that?
Went down the slide.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Did you see that weird fucking double cut?
Yeah, I was going to say, that repeated double cut was just, what?
I was expecting a triple cut when there was a double cut. Was that right in the bollocks?
No, that looked like in the midsection.
It was gut punch.
Alright.
Look at me, could you imagine doing that in a real fight, just doing random backflips?
Yeah. I think Bruce Lee called it out that don't kick someone in the head. Would he punch someone in the foot? No.
Are you?
Like, the thing that makes me laugh is they've just retreated. They didn't even try transforming yet.
I know, right? And they just left the putties going mental in the universe now.
I'm going to call it right now. Random people this day died.
I don't think they did. It's really one of those weird things where unless Rita's outright... her goal at the moment is to destroy the Power Rangers, not to take over the city, which means I think that those putties are just randomly playing on the slide or the swings while they're waiting for the Power Rangers to come back.
That'd be really cute.
It would be, right?
Can we call out a quick bit of plot bullshit here? Like, they can clearly see into Rita's, lab room or whatever, right? Why the hell does Zordon never just have Alpha spying on Rita all the time so they can pre-warn the Rangers? Oh, by the way, Monster of the Week this week is Frankenstein, or something like that. Like, just, you know what I mean?
It's because one time they accidentally spied on her while she was having some jollies, and they couldn't wipe out the memory. Okay, here's the fun thing, right? We are now actually in the original Japanese footage, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas before, it was all shit they had to film for the American.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now they're in a dockyard in Tokyo.
Yeah, so the putties now actually have actual boxing gloves rather than just a big blob of fabric that they had wrapped around their hands.
Can I just say, it's blowing out my mind how much more professional the stunt movements look.
Yeah. Also, it's gonna sound really awkward to say, but just noticing Trini's got a bulge in her outfit as well, because that's actually a man.
Yep.
Oh, a very valid point, but did you see that shit claymation?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, we're gonna see it again. It's not bad for the time, but they look nothing like the fucking creatures they're fighting.
To be honest, I think something about it is charming, though, in that it looks more monstrous, so it works.
Yeah. So that's why the putties are meant to be monsters, because they are literally clay beasties.
That regenerate, yeah.
Yeah, that they're meant to regenerate.
I love how Zordon is like, you guys need to go handle the putties. Let's send Tommy and Jason, our two best rangers, out on a fucking scavenger hunt.
I think Zordon more sort of also knows what's going on between them, that there's a conflict, and it's like, look, they're never going to be able to be as good as they are until they... There you go. so they would learn the value of working together.
I get you, but it's such an after-school special bullshit thing.
But it's literally just Zordon going, okay, your friends are in mortal danger, so sort out your shit quickly.
Yep.
Does anyone else get the scent of gunpowder in their nose whenever the sparks fly?
I wouldn't say I get the sense of gunpowder, but I kind of get what you're saying. It's like
I could smell gunpowder every time those sparks fly. I don't know what it is, but my brain just associates it. Oh, Brachiosaurus.
Yeah,
Titanus. So this is the first time that Titanus appears.
I didn't know he had a fucking name.
Yeah, when we were told there was going to be a White Ranger and we saw a white thing pop up that was Titanus, I was like, oh, so the White Ranger gets that, and then we had to wait till season 2, and Titanus is no longer a thing.
I want to assume that those were just warning shots, but it's like, considering how powerful Megazords actually are and how close that was, they should have been fucking killed from just the explosion. Like, look how more powerful those explosions are now that they're in Ranger form.
I think you're dead on. I don't think the Zord's intent is to kill.
Yeah. Yeah! Yeah! Mighty Morphin had just the best fucking soundtrack. Just like the heavy guitar before, like no other show really sort of introduced music like this for a very long time. Although this fucking moment.
I believe I used this clip in the podcast Rangers.
We did.
Dude, the Green Ranger looks so fucking weird without it.
I know.
Yeah, he's so naked without it.
Cool, and also it is cool to get to actually see the checkmark pattern on him for once, because like you don't see that.
Dude, it's one of the beauties of this being released in the 90s, the music thing.
Yeah, the good old Ron Wasserman OST.
I heard a rumour that Buckethead had something to do with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers riff.
Okay.
I don't think it's true, because I think it's before his time, but at the same time, like, it was one of those things which is just stuck in my brain.
I know at the very least he did an amazing cover of it.
Maybe that was it then, I don't know. Like, you know when bullshit rumours just start?
Yeah. But I like...
the guns have actually got Zeo Ranger written on them.
That's actually... Yeah, because the Zeo Crystal. Zeo Crystal was canon before Zeo actually really took off, so...
Yeah.
As far as the helmet designs are concerned, I think the Black Rangers is probably the coolest.
I've got a soft spot for Greenie.
Yeah, but the Greenie's just the same as Red.
Yeah.
I think Greenie's just got some slightly longer protruding fangs, just for like the...
Fuck off! That's not how a gun works!
It does now.
It's how a kid's gun
Your
works.
Your complaints mean nothing.
Dude, I think I've touched on this before, but as a kid I was like, oh, Rita, oh, no. But as an adult I'm like, oh, Rita,
I like Rita a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I think she needs aspirin. I know what you were talking about, but shush.
Zach, the Grey Ranger today.
He's got black trousers on, and I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to make the joke. Ignore me.
Yeah.
It's going to sound awful, but by default now that I know what I know, my eyesight is always drawn to his hands, just to see if I can spot the missing finger, and it's horrible to say that.
Wait, the Black Ranger's missing a finger?
We talked about this in Go-Go Podcast Rangers!
That was 3 years ago!
Yeah, he's got a Zoidberg claw.
He literally has a missing finger throughout the entire series. It's just a thing that... And because they never draw attention to it, no one notices. But yeah, it is a thing.
Yeah. And because it never shows up in costume, because it uses the Japanese people as costumed guys, then you never see it in costume.
Is this a tag team boxing match? What's going on here?
It's tag team ninja boxing of death, but not death.
I think this predates MMA.
I think I know why I like Power Rangers so much, because it's just wrestling.
It's redneck I'm kidding.
Oh, it's not though, is it? Because it's from Japan.
I was going to say redneck anime, but then I realised no, it's Japanese wrestling.
Plus, when he said redneck wrestling, I was just going to go, yeah, that's just wrestling.
I messed up what I was trying to say.
Just doing the Dark Souls rolls.
It's this really awkward moment where I think the guy who plays Tommy... Oh, fucking hell, my brain... Who's who?
Jason David
David Frank is Tommy, and Austin St. John is Jason, even though his real name is actually Jason.
Here's the problem, right? So I was like, Jason, but then my brain fucking completely had a fucking meltdown. I was like, wait, they're both called Jason. I'm confused. The Green Ranger has a better body than the Red Ranger. And I feel like the Red Ranger is self-conscious because he keeps holding his arms in front of his abs, whereas the Green Ranger does not.
Well, the thing is that I don't actually know a lot of Austin St. John's history, but even at this point, Jason David Frank was actually like a serious martial artist, like for real. So
Yeah, but I like the dude, but he's also a bit of a prick when it comes to MMA. Because he has challenged people who are weight classes below him, which is not how MMA works.
It's how boxing works.
Not really.
I mean, yeah, like the undefeated thing in boxing is a big deal. So you always punch down.
Yes, but you can't have a ranked match with someone out of your weight class. You have to be in the same weight class, motherfucker. Otherwise, it's an expedition, which doesn't go on your record.
I mean, to be fair, though, was he just challenging them in the expedition sense, or was he challenging them in the ranked sense? Because, yeah, if it was, then that's wrong.
Okay, the example I'm going to use was there's a wrestler called CM Punk who wanted to do MMA.
Yeah.
So he broke out, he got a deal with fucking...
Oh, I remember this!
With the UFC specifically, and he was like, cool, I want to fight. And then the Green Ranger, because that was who he was billed as, just went, yeah, I'll fight him. And it's like, yeah, cool, you're like 2 or 3 weight classes above him, that's not okay.
Yeah.
I have no doubt the dude is a legitimate fucking tough guy and would probably kick my ass if I were to ever insult him. But, you know, don't pick on people littler than you, bro.
Also, can we just point out how, literally, like wrestling, the story has taken a turn, as in the wrestling story has taken a turn, and now the bad guys are cheating.
Well, the announcer says that they were going to get doubles combat.
Well, that didn't take long, did it?
No.
To, decide, yeah, fuck it.
Water for our warrior skull.
That was unnecessary.
Oh, dear. That's the thing, is Bulk and Skull were basically the original Team Rocket, but they
kind of were, yeah.
The thing is, though, is they... Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm going to tab out because they're on credits, so there's no point in watching half a minute words.
And on my screen, it immediately skipped to the next episode.
Yeah, same with mine.
I clicked watch credits because I assumed I was like half a second in front of you guys.
But, like, the thing is with Bulk and Skull is they have a few redeeming moments, at least, whereas, like, they always at least emphasize with Team Rocket and Pokemon that they're actually decent people, they're just making shitty decisions because the way they treat their Pokemon and the fact that they constantly actually help Ash when it counts, it's, like, one of those, whereas Bulk and Skull are literally just like, yeah, we want to get rich off the Power Rangers identity and shit.
Speaking of the Team Rocket, Jessie ever do anything for you guys?
A little bit, because she was a adult.
I'm pretty sure she was my hentai awakening.
It's one of those of growing up being innocent and naive, not at first, and then you kind of realize, you know what, nah, Jessie's hot. And that's, yeah, as you sort of said, a bit of an awakening. Like, I get you.
Like, she was the opening combo, and Shigo was the ending of the combo.
It's one of those weird ones of, and bear in mind, this is coming from the point of view of back when I was a kid. Misty was like a childhood crush, but it was like a sort of more of a pure crush. And then growing up, you go, nah, Jessie's where it's at.
I mean, Bud, you would have been like 8 when you watched Pokemon.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's just, I'm trying to forego, like, if one of our other mutual friends was here, he'd literally be like, but Misty's like a kid. And I'm like, but I mean, I was a kid then. So that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, one of my favorite memes that keeps coming up is, it's the it's the promo image for Phantom Menace where you've got Anakin standing in front of a building and his shadow is on the wall, and that's the silhouette of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
They've got the caption about in front of Anakin saying, "Thinking Misty is kind of hot when I was a kid," and then over the shadow it just says, "Crippling hentai addiction as an adult."
So that's the weird thing. When you're a kid, it's okay to think Misty's kind of cute and hot because, she's probably older than you.
Well, no, she's 10. It depends on what age you were, but
Here's the thing, though. If you were 18 when Pokemon came out, you probably didn't watch Pokemon.
Although here's the interesting thing. She was older in the games, but that's also generally how the games go.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't she meant to be 14?
In the games, for whatever reason, all of the characters are actually significantly aged up. It's just purely for the sake of, this is a TV show for children, so we're going to make them more for children. But a lot of the characters are around 14 to 18, generally.
I mean, in Gold, she's 20.
Yeah, exactly. And the interesting thing is I think it's in black and white, but I think that is the oldest player character age we've had. They're canonically around 16.
Dude, can I just say I appreciate Pokemon moving away from preteen characters and male champions and having fucking Mega MILFs as their champions nowadays.
Cynthia.
Oh, Cynthia. The villain for X and... fucking the Hawaii one.
Yeah, Lusamine from Sun and Moon.
Oh, Jesus.
Man, they even call out Lusamine as looking a lot younger than she actually is.
Man, Mega MILFs all day, every day. Anyway, I feel like we've derailed a little bit from Power Rangers, entirely for my fault. What did you guys think of the episode?
It was kind of fun. I think we brought it up that there was a nice little bit of retro claymation that was shit, but charmingly shit.
It honestly, it took me back to my childhood of when, and I know you both can relate, you would literally after school or on a Saturday morning or whatever, put on Cartoon Network or Fox Kids or whatever channel you had that would have the CITV, for example, and you would literally have Monster of the Week shows, whether that be Powerpuff Girls or Power Rangers or whatever else, and there was always a lesson in the episode that would be part of the flavor of the week. So in this case it was, gung-ho, you've got to work together, Jason and Tommy working together. It's something about that was literally the flavor of childhood, if that makes sense.
Man, when you brought up CITV, the first thing I thought of was that, some of you guys watched this on Fox Kids, but me being even older watched it on Channel 3, where it was hosted by Mr. Motivator.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying, because I remember that.
Yeah, and he'd introduce every episode with the Power Rangers and martial arts experts, so don't you copy them.
Oh god, I'd forgotten that until you'd said, I remembered Mr. Motivator, but I'd forgotten that's what he says. That's great. Oh my god.
Yeah, and it was always, don't you copy them. Yeah.
Do you want to hear one of the best things ever? And I'm going to go back to wrestling again. Fucking every time they had a deal with Channel 4, which meant wrestling when I was a kid was on Channel 4, which means everybody could watch wrestling more or less for free.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
every ad break, it had the same thing. It was, do not try this at home, at school, or on the playground.
I remember this, yeah.
And then stupid kids would be like, the school and the playground, why didn't I think of this?
God, I do remember that, yeah. Again, just for a little bit of context if it wasn't obvious, but me and Dev literally knew each other in, kids' school. So, a lot of what Dev's saying rings especially true because I remember us, again, both like that to a degree.
I don't know if you remember it or not, Chris, but there was a rule at the time for the hardcore title, which was 24/7.
Yeah.
Which meant the champion had to defend the belt 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
They could be pinned anywhere, yeah.
Which was great, except it also led to segments where the champion, Little Bob Holly, would go to an amusement ground, an amusement fair, and fight people in ball pits and on swings and shit. And it's just at the same time saying, don't try this at home. And it's but it's so easy.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're showing us how fun it is to kick the shit out of someone in a ball pit.
Literally, it's speaking of which, though, ball pits, so unhygienic. Random segue, but
Don't forget the fucking Undertale fucking convention that had to get cancelled because someone came in the ball pit.
Oh, what? I didn't know about this.
Oh, I swear I've told everyone this story ever because it's the fucking best.
Oh, God. I learned something new this podcast.
It was an Undertale convention officially, but unofficially it was one of those creepy furry orgies, but Undertale themed. And they rented out an area, including a ball pit, and someone came in it, so they had to send everyone home.
Wasn't that TumblrCon?
Maybe it was, but I got told it was an Undertale convention, and I'm sticking to that because it's funnier.
I'll also put it this way. It's fucking Tumblr. I'd expect that. But also, I've used fucking Tumblr, so what does that say about me?
Oh, it's fine. Just say you used it after the Great Porn Exodus.
I also used it beforehand, to be fair, but not for that reason.
Dude, it's fine. After they took porn off the website, all the creepy people just left and were creepy somewhere else. It didn't solve any problems.
It's literally exactly as you say.
Man, they went to Newgrounds of all places. Like, that place has been goddamn dead since, like, the invention of YouTube.
Literally, though, it was like Tumblr doing that was like a defib for Newgrounds.
And then it got fucking killed again when Flash died.
Yeah.
I know they invented their own player to circumnavigate it, but I don't know how well that does.
Also, if any of you are too young to know what the hell we're talking about, never go there. It's the dark side of the internet. Like 4chan!
No, do go there. You can find great hentai games like the Meat and Fuck series.
God, I grew up on those.
Yeah, grew up there. Yeah. That fucking website used to not have a fucking, you could have an account, or you could not have an account and still access the 18 plus content when you were 12.
Yeah.
Are you 18 plus? Yeah!
Oh, dude, I shit you not. I was such a... I'm a paranoid adult, but I was such a paranoid child as well, so much so that occasionally... It's one of those things where you'd access a site that said, by the way, if you're not 18 and say you're 18, you can be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And it used to make... It never worked. I always clicked it anyway. But it did make me stop and go, is prison worth porn?
And as a kid, you were like, well, this is interesting, so yeah, it's worth it.
Anyway, once again, we devolve into degeneracy and filth, which is kind of par for the course for Nonsense Review. Well, that's what you get when I'm the host. And when Rick's the host, you get a shit show, as we know.
Yeah, we do.
That episode has not been released, but it will be at some point, hopefully.
4chan jokes aside.
We can't mention 4chan, they'll raid us. I don't know if they even still do that.
They can't! They fucking can't! Like, we're recording essentially half offline.
Yeah, that is true. They'll find a way, it's 4chan. I mean, if they can somehow come together to make something amazing like a visual novel and it actually be tasteful, then they can achieve the impossible. I'm surprised they haven't got to the moon yet.
All of a sudden, our videos go from 4 views a video to 100 views a video. It's like, haha, we raided you. And it's like, yeah, thanks, guys.
See, this was my strategy all along, to help you guys out.
Man, I remember when Katawa Shoujo was first released and then someone pointed out, yeah, this is not the sensitive topic that you thought it was. You've essentially titled a game called Gimpy Chicks.
Yeah, but it was cute, so fuck it.
I'm sorry, I derailed us this time, though. You were trying to get us back on topic, Dev.
I was trying to end the fucking podcast, bro. Yeah, there's not much else to say. Watch Power Rangers. The entirety of Mighty Morphin is on Netflix. I highly recommend it. I also have it on DVD because I did so in preparation for the proper podcast we were going to do on the subject, which died in infancy.
Yeah, still, I don't know what happened with that. What
happened was I kept asking people, when do you want to record, and people didn't commit, so I went, well, fuck it, I'm going to stop asking. So, yeah, that's all that's left to say, really. So, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, as always, you are our favourite people. And, yeah, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
And thanks for having me, guys. I really hope I get to do this again. It was fun.